Wentworth & Sons, still serving the public after 40 years of doing nothing else, is proud to present tonight's installment of Biff Baxter, Boy Whale Oil Processor. It's late afternoon in the Baxter household, and Ma Baxter and Grandpa Witherspoon are busy reshuffling their nicest deck of cards when Biff Baxter comes through the front door from a hard day at school. Excitedly, his little sister Daisy Ann jumps to her feet and exclaims,
"Ma! Grandpa Witherspoon, look! It's Biff returning from a hard day at school. And look how he's dressed! Doesn't he look smart in his Sam Brown belt, his navy blue peaked cap, and his patrol boy's badge?"
Hey, he wasn't wearing those things when he left the house this morning.
It's the truth, Biff. Where did you get those things? And what does it mean?
Well, that's easy to explain, Ma. You see, today, Mr. Irksome, the principal of Zachary Taylor Elementary School, put out a call to all interested boys and girls who are eager to become members of an old and honored profession. He was eagerly looking for youngsters who were willing and able to take upon themselves the mantle of ensuring that law and order were maintained at each and every crosswalk within eyeshot of our beloved institution of middle education. We would be charged with unflinchingly and without regard to affinity, kinship, or attraction, enforcing the statutes dictating the proper traversal of all aforementioned crosswalks by our fellow students.
You mean he was asking who wanted to be a school crossing guard?
Well, that's right, Gramps. And with my innate interest in fulfilling my civic duty, I knew I would have to volunteer.
That's not a surprise.
No, but if history tells us anything, it's bound to mean trouble for all of us.
Wow! Biff is a school crossing guard. It's like having Elliot Ness in the family.
And all qualified applicants are issued these handsome Sam Brown belts, along with these navy blue peaked hats, and these official individually numbered school crossing guard badges.
Well, since I don't get down to the school very much, at least you won't be able to pin any crimes on me.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure about that, Gramps.
What are you talking about, Biff?
Well, as I recall, 2 years ago last fall, Gramps willingly and knowingly violated Rumboldt County School District Ordinance 750, Section 2, Paragraph 3, when he was seen pushing a shopping cart from Gruber's Market down on Millard Street right in front of the school. And he didn't wait for the all-clear signal from the school crossing guard before intersecting with that crosswalk.
What are you talking about? Well, first of all, that was on a Saturday. School wasn't even in session.
I don't think that matters, Gramps. Proper crosswalk safety knows no days off.
Well, besides that, I wasn't even on the street. I was on the sidewalk.
That's a matter for the courts to decide, I'm afraid. And of course, there's a whole matter of you running off with the grocery cart from Gruber's Market.
I returned that the next time I shopped there.
Well, you better be careful what you confess to, Gramps. Remember, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Wow! Grandpa Witherspoon is guilty of illegally driving a stolen vehicle in a school crossing zone. It's like having Babyface Nelson in the family.
But Biff, this supposed violation of school crossing law took place over 2 years ago before you were even on the force.
Well, I don't believe the statute of limitations has run out on that offense yet, Ma, which brings up the whole issue of your crime.
My crime? Whatever are you talking about, Biff?
Well, don't you recall your infraction of Rumboldt County School District Ordinance 153-A?
What's Rumboldt County School District Ordinance 153-A?
It explicitly states the providing and or distribution of unauthorized beverages on school grounds is strictly prohibited.
Unauthorized beverages? That's nonsense, Biff. When did I provide and or distribute an unauthorized beverage on school grounds?
Well, it's a good thing for the Rumboldt County School District that my memory is better than yours, Ma. It was 3 years ago when you were serving as a volunteer hall monitor.
I remember that, but I didn't have anything to do with distributing beverages. I just watched the children as they filed down the hallway to recess.
Then you're denying that you ever allowed Benji Crump to get a drink from the first floor water fountain?
What? I didn't provide it or distribute it to him. I just let him have a drink.
Oh, be careful, Ma. That's just the kind of defense a guilty person always uses.
Besides, the water fountain was on school property. Water from it can hardly be considered an unauthorized beverage.
Well, that will be up to the Rumboldt County School District Court of Misconduct to decide.
Wow! Ma's guilty of providing and or distributing unauthorized beverages on school grounds? It's like having babyface Nelson's daughter in the family.
Oh, Biff, I wish you would stop taking this whole idea of civic duty to extremes like this. You bring us more trouble than we deserve.
Grandpa Witherspoon is right, Biff. Why, next you'll be telling us that our dog Tippy is guilty of some crime.
Well, now that you mention it, he is, Ma.
What? What could Tippy have possibly done?
Why, he violated Rumboldt County School District Ordinance 111-33. Well, you may recall that when he was a puppy, you let me take him to school for show and tell.
That's right, I did.
What did he do? Drink from an unauthorized drinking fountain or cross the street in front of a child?
Oh, why do you say that, Gramps? Say, do you know something I don't know? It's a serious crime to hold back valuable information like that, you know.
No, nothing like that. I'm just trying to anticipate your next ridiculous accusation.
Well, unfortunately, there's nothing ridiculous about the wanton destruction of official school documents.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, when I was holding Tippy up in front of the class, he squirmed out of my arms and raced over to Mrs. Filbert's desk. He jumped up and grabbed one of the flyers she was about to hand out to the class, announcing the upcoming third grade Millard Fillmore's birthday oatmeal cookie exchange.
Yeah, but he was just a puppy. He didn't know any better.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse, Gramps. I'm sure even an old chunk of coal like you knows that.
Biff, Mrs. Filbert had more than enough flyers left so that each student in the class got one. And besides, she thought Tippy was very cute.
Oh, Ma, I sure hope Tippy won't sing so low as to try to sway the jury with cheap sentimentality and pity.
Wow! Tippy's guilty of destroying official school documents? It's like having babyface Nelson's pet dog in the family.
Biff, you simply must try to curb your desire to see crimes everywhere you look.
Well, we'll have to see if the Rumboldt County School Board agrees with your assessment of the situation.
And we won't have to wait for their decision. Look who's coming down our walk right now. It's Mr. Lefflow and Mrs. Portley, head chairman and head chairwoman of the Rumboldt County School Board. Come in, Mr. Lefflow and Mrs. Portley. Are you here to arrest Grandpa Witherspoon for illegally crossing a school crosswalk?
Why, no, we're not.
Then maybe you're here to arrest Ma for violation of Rumboldt County School District Ordinance 153-A for the providing and or distribution of unauthorized beverages on school grounds?
Why, no, we're not.
Then are you at least here to arrest our dog Tippy for the wanton destruction of official school documents?
Why, certainly not, my dear.
So you mean to tell me that no one here is going to be spending a night in the slammer? Oh well, there's always next time.
We're simply here to give Biff his official Rumboldt County School District school crossing guard notepad. We didn't have them available. We just picked them up from the printers and wanted to make sure Biff was armed with everything he needs to be a successful school crossing guard.
Thanks, Mr. Lefflow. Thanks, Mrs. Portley. And I can assure you I'll put this official school crossing guard notepad to good use. Why, just since I've got home, I've observed at least a dozen violations of Rumboldt County School District Code of Ethics and Ordinances. I better get started writing them down before I forget them. Sorry, Ma. Sorry, Grandpa Witherspoon. Sorry, Tippy.
Be sure to join us next time when Blattworth & Sons, still serving the public after 40 years of doing nothing else, proudly presents Biff Baxter, Boy Whale Oil Processor.